So this is a video on how using a lead can install the leave it command, and how you should use a lead when you're playing with your dogs to encourage the dog to bring it back to you, to show them that you're not a threat, and yeah, just to install the leave it, impulse control and all that kinds of stuff before we go off lead. So as you can see, I'm throwing Rocky's ball. I'm actually telling him to get it but then leaving it because he's got such a good leave it command anyway. I'm trying to get him to fail and then revert back so I can show you how the lead works. So I hope you understand that. But yeah, so getting him to get the ball, and what I'm doing is I'm walking around with him a bit to show that I'm not a threat. I might occasionally touch him or play with him a bit, and then I'm going to reel him in. I'm going to get him to sit because he has no option to go away with his toy. Then he has to bring it to me because I'm reeling him in like a fish. I get it off him and then we repeat the process. So I might fake him and get him to go and then block him with a leave it command, and then when he sits or gives me some eye contact or whatever, I'll yes him back out. So we rinsed and repeated that for a bit, just as like a warm-up to proof the sort of like recall. And then what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to take his lead off him and I'm going to show you what he's like. So Rocky is good like 99% of the time. When I have him out on a lead, I don't really have any issues recalling him, but there is that small 1% where I've got them both off lead and he might run up and see another dog, which is starting to annoy me a bit. So it's something that I want to brush up on, and I thought I'd use this video and this training session as a chance to do that. So now what you're going to see is you're going to see him off lead, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to play fetch with him in the garden, and you're going to see he blows off my recall a couple of times on this, which is really annoying. So I do some obedience before with him because I fire him up and he really likes working, so get him to do that, then I get him to get the ball. Normally he flies back to me, but this is what's starting to happen. This is the 1% of Rocky that I need to try and get out, and I get he's a spaniel, but still, if there's danger, I need you to come back. So he blows me off there, which is really annoying. I call him a couple of times and it kind of annoys me. Anyway, I don't let him show that. I give him some love and some tickles and stuff when he comes back. He doesn't really want to give the ball up because he's being a bit of a knob. He does have like resource guarding issues from when he was a younger dog. He used to steal the kids' toys and they just used to pick them up and throw them in his crate. So he likes to hold on to stuff. He's got a bad experience of that. So the 3 years I've had him has basically just been building his trust and letting him know that I'm not just going to take away his fun. So this recall here, you can see, is a lot better. He comes back to me pretty quick, which is awesome. And that's the Rocky that we normally have, but there's that small 1% which he fucks up on, which is really annoying. So now we're going to sharpen it up with the e-collar. So I fucked up Rocky's training with his e-collar previously when he was younger because I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I thought now, good time to reintroduce it. So what we've got is we've got him on the lead. When you teach your dog recall, you use that pop of the lead as the come, as a conditioner to that. Come word means pop on the neck, come back. So as I'm doing that, as I'm saying come, I'm also pushing the button until he redirects and turns to me. As soon as he redirects and turns and runs back to me, I'm letting it go. And I'm literally just rinsing and repeating that. Then you can see I try a couple off lead just to like warm him up to it. And then in a minute, we're going to take him fully off lead and we're going to see if that improves his recall. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start with some obedience, and then I'm doing the same thing. I'm throwing the ball out, and then I'm looking for him to come back to me. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm holding that button until he redirects to me, and then he comes back. We give him a bit of love, and then we throw the ball again, and we rinse and repeat. But I want you to see from this video here how much better his recall is with that e-collar, because I've taught him, you can't do that because we've got our communication system laid in. I need you to come straight back to me because my come is very important, and it could mean there's danger, and when I say come, I need you to come to me. So it's kind of just showing you it from a couple of different angles because, you know, spaniels are pretty crazy. You can see here, same thing. I'm throwing the ball, comes straight away. He does think about it, sniffing, because that's obviously sometimes what he's allowed to do because I haven't had any measures to stop him. I've just trusted that. So I hope that video has given you some idea of how important the lead is when we're trying to teach recall, impulse control, leave it commands and all that kinds of stuff, because if you don't have a way to stop your dog and show it what to do, it will make its own decision and you'll have a 50-50 like a 50% dog. 50% he'll come, 50% he won't. So you want to change that to 100%. So you want to reinforce it as much as you can with the lead to start with. Then we'll go lead and e-collar. So we blip the e-collar as we're pulling the tug. So we condition that come is like that. Come means come to me. So we're conditioning that with the shock of the e-collar and the lead at the same time. And then we go off lead, and then we start drilling that e-collar. So eventually the dog is conditioned to know that the e-collar blip means, oh shit, yeah, I need to go back to mum or dad. And then, yeah, we're on to a winner. But that whole process, I wouldn't be doing that in one session with your dog. I'd be doing, maybe nearly a week just on the lead only. Then maybe a week on the e-collar and the lead, and then start doing your off-lead e-collar work. But I would warm up before the off-lead e-collar work with on-lead. So you would do like 50% on-lead, 50% off-lead. If they fuck up, then slap them back on a lead, show them what you want them to do, all that kinds of stuff. So I hope that helps.